So as I'm cooking, I figured I'd do a quick little tutorial as to how to make sure when you're batch cooking food that you can separate it out into a certain amount of meals so it's easier for you to track. So what I'm gonna do, so I put my bowl on my scale, turned my scale on, it's at 0 right now. And so I've cooked a bunch of chicken. So I'll add it all to the bowl. There we go. So now it reads 15.3. And that way I know 15.3, I can find out what I want per each meal. So if I'm dividing out for 4 meals, I'd do 15.3 divided by 4, and then I'd weigh out whatever that amount came out to be. So I think it's about 3.8 for ounces. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. In order to do that, what I will do is zero out my scale and then start taking from my scale, and it will show a negative number. So as I take, it says negative 2.2, and then you go until it says negative 3.8 or however much you are wanting to take. If you wanted 3 meals, you divide 15.3 divided by 3, and then you'd use that number. Just depends on what you're trying to cook for. So I'm at about 3.7 now, which should be good. So that's how you divide up. And then I would just keep going. I would zero again until it's tared to 0, and then I would start over into my next container until that reads 3.8. That says 3.7, so I'll leave that one and do that until you're done. And then for things like asparagus, potatoes, fruits and veggies, things like that, I usually change it to grams. So with protein, I usually measure in ounces. You can measure however works best for you. So if I do all my asparagus now, I just rinsed the same bowl out just so that it would be easier. So now I have my asparagus. It has 203 grams, so I'll just divide 200 divided by 4 and divide it out into my containers. Now that I have it reading for 200, I'll zero it again. And I'm just gonna use my fingers because it's my food anyways, and I'm gonna take out 50 grams of asparagus. Perfect, right on the money. And do that for all 4 servings.